It's already 3 hours long. So, if you win, right, come up, accept your little award, thank your agent and your God, and
Globes everywhere, but not a single globe for Martin Scorsese.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Martin Scorsese sits there. He looks very miserable the entire time. Maybe it's because he's not winning anything.
Maybe.
I mean, he laughed at a couple of the jokes, and I like to see him laugh because I was like, God,
took
he
it
looks
well.
really serious.
Mm,
But
yeah.
I don't know. I've not seen The Irishman yet. I'm going to tackle it tomorrow, I think.
Yeah.
I'm setting out the entire afternoon because that's what it'll take. The whole 3.5 hours of it.
Yeah. But then you can reflect and see whether
Yes.
it was deserving of anything or whether you
Yeah.
think.
What do you think? Are you shocked? Did it deserve
I
some
I
of
mean, I'm
those?
shocked that it didn't win anything, but I wasn't necessarily rooting for it to win anything in particular. Obviously, I thought it might have won one of the acting categories, supporting actor, maybe. But yeah, no, it didn't. Ultimately, this is what today is all about. We're going to talk about the Golden Globe Awards, which took place on Globes. Took place on Sunday night for us. I stayed up, regret it deeply. God, got 2.5 hours in, and they'd only done like 5 film categories.
Yeah. Oh, it was terrible. I was sat there going, when are the movies starting? It was 45 minutes and there'd only been the foreign language film. I was like, what is going on?
There should be 2 ceremonies, one for TV and one for
Yeah, they probably should, to be honest.
have
Because
half and half.
they always put the TV people like at the back and have
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
movie stars at the
good.
front. Just like separate them off. Takes them
Yeah.
5 minutes to get to the stage anyway. So,
Mhm.
they may as well, put them in a
Yeah.
separate category, a separate thing. But then again, if you were a TV star, like one of the, the up and coming TV stars, not one of the like movie people that's gone to TV, it
Mm.
allows you to be in a room full of movie stars, which is pretty cool.
It is, yeah.
So, I mean, it's kind of like a treat,
Good for
isn't
them.
it? It's like
I suppose.
you're getting a nomination for your TV show, but you're also going to get to see Meryl Streep and, Robert De
Yeah, you
Niro.
can mingle. Yeah.
Yeah, which is quite nice. I saw on one of the little bits Meryl Streep talking to Eddie Murphy, which I was just
Yes,
like,
yeah.
wow, them two
You
just
just didn't
don't look
expect
like they
it,
mix.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a bit. I was like, oh God, right.
Yeah.
Well, should we start from the beginning and work our way through then, and just give
Yeah,
our kind
absolutely.
of thoughts of the show?
Yes.
So,
Sounds good.
I mean, it's not going to be a surprise because I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it already. I hate
Mm.
Ricky Gervais. He
Yes, you
just
do.
solidified it with this show.
Yeah.
His opening monologue, oh God, it was awful. I hated it.
It's intentional though, isn't it? He's
It
actually
is.
a very nice man, I think, but
Yeah.
it's his persona to do it, and that's why they've hired him. And I
Yeah.
reckon it's just as much the Hollywood Foreign Press saying to him, "Be controversial this year,"
Yeah. Just go
because we
for it.
really like it as much as it is him wanting to do it. I think.
Tom Hanks didn't like it though. They kept cutting to him. Like in his
Oh
face.
yeah.
He just did not look like he was enjoying that
I
at
think
all.
maybe he was just uncomfortable because they kept turning to him as for a reaction.
Yeah. And Jonathan Pryce as well, he didn't look like he
No,
appreciated the speech
not
either.
really.
Yeah, no.
No, but it's not to everyone's taste, and I think that's the idea.
Exactly.
But I don't think he'll do it again. I don't think he looks like he's enjoying himself being there.
No, I don't think so. He's probably got paid an awful lot of money and thought, all right, fine, whatever, it's one
Yeah.
night. Yeah, I'll do it. So we've mentioned that there were no film awards for ages, which was
No.
odd because usually they do a supporting actor or actress first, don't they? Just to
This
start
is
off
it.
like
Yeah.
with a film one to kind of get you into it. And they didn't do that this time. They did like mostly TV completely at the beginning and then did all
Yeah.
of the film at the end.
Gold Derby, the website, released earlier in the day the list of running order, and that
Mhm.
was not the running order that happened.
I wonder if they
So yeah,
changed it last minute.
I
Maybe
don't know if
it
they
was like
could.
a
I don't know
last
whether they just
minute
made it.
kind of change because it
Yeah.
was odd. I was like, God, this is a long time and there's no movie
Yeah.
stuff.
It was very
So,
unusual.
and then we had Quentin Tarantino win Best Screenplay for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood,
Yes,
which was
that's right.
not a surprise. Not a
I
surprise.
guess not. No, but also I didn't put that in as my prediction because stupidly, I'd only just seen the two popes, and I think that was fresh in my mind. I thought, that's dialogue heavy. Let's go with that one.
This is the problem, I think, when you see a film, you need time with films, I think, for them to sit with you,
Yeah,
because you always feel slightly differently about them when you've just seen it. You're
yeah,
always more encouraging, or sometimes maybe you're not encouraging, but after reflection, it's like, for instance, for me, I really enjoyed Marriage Story when I watched it, but I
yeah,
can't stop thinking about it. I think I would
yeah.
like actually put it higher than I thought about it at
Mm.
first. I think it's just you need that sitting time.
Yeah, I think maybe I didn't go for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood because I feel like Quentin Tarantino's had better screenplay
Yeah.
before, and that's maybe just ruled it out in my head, and I've gone, you know what?
Mm,
I'll go for something a bit different, thinking that The Two Popes, it would be the only one that it might possibly try and win. But I'm looking at the list now, and I'm like,
yeah.
what a stupid thing to do.
I had a few like that. There was a few I thought, why? Why did you predict that? Because you
Yeah.
know it's not going to win. There was at least three that did that for me.
Mhm.
I'll just say I missed out to first film one was the foreign language, and it was Parasite, obviously.
Parasite, yeah. That was a complete no-brainer.
Yeah, I think that's the one that everybody just knew was going to
I think it
happen.
will sweep the entire season. I can't see anything getting
No,
better than that.
it's just that's the dead cert, isn't it, for
Yeah,
all of them.
yeah, I'm very
Um,
excited to see that one.
so yeah, so we had Tarantino. It didn't like his speech. It was very, very obnoxious,
He is though, isn't he?
as usual. So no
Yeah,
surprise there, though.
no.
Then we had animated. That was a shock.
Yeah, in a category that has Frozen 2, Toy Story 4, Lion King, three big Disney powerhouses,
Yeah,
and even DreamWorks, which is How to Train Your Dragon 3.
yeah.
Missing Link
Mm,
1. I think everyone was shocked.
yeah, yeah. I mean, up against Frozen and Toy Story, you would not think it had a
No,
chance. So
no,
that was definitely strange. I don't think it will win anything else.
no, no,
Maybe
I don't think so at all.
is it nominated at the
I
BAFTAs?
don't think it's at the BAFTAs now.
No. So
No,
even the BAFTAs didn't nominate it, and it's a British film.
yeah,
So I mean,
highly
it's
unusual.
yeah, that was a shock.
But the thing is, I deliberately didn't watch it thinking, there's no point.
Yeah,
I
yeah, it was totally left field.
don't really know if I like the look of it. I don't know too much about it, but just looking at it, I'm
Mm.
like, it looks like a bit of like a what you'd expect in a short film category, a short film
Yeah, it
animated
looks
category.
very average for that studio. I mean,
Yeah,
looking at what they've made before, like I mean, Kubo from a few
that's right.
years
Yeah,
ago. I mean, that was spectacularly made. It was
it was okay.
complete. No, the film itself was okay, but the actual work
The way it
put
was
into
made,
it
yeah,
was phenomenal.
yeah,
That
stop
really
motion,
did
great
look
way to go.
fantastic.
Yeah,
So compared to like past entries, yeah, it did look a bit meh.
yeah, it did.
So shock. Then we had the first one that I'm extremely annoyed about. Is Laura Dern won for Best Supporting Actress. I'm so pleased because I love Laura Dern, but
Yeah,
I didn't predict her, and I knew she was going to win, so I don't know why I didn't predict her.
yeah. Whether or not she's the best one there or not,
No, because having seen Marriage Story, I've not seen any of the others yet,
no.
but I thought it was very run of the mill.
Yeah, it was good. She's good at what she does,
She
and
always is.
she was funny and interesting to watch. But
Mm.
the character itself, it's not. It wasn't a very demanding role. It
Yeah, it
wasn't.
wasn't stand out. It's
No.
just
Yeah.
yeah. So when I looked at it that way, that's why I went for somebody else
Yeah.
because I just thought,
But we just
you
didn't
know,
know, though, did we?
no. The Golden Globes are
No.
the hardest one to call because you just don't know. There's no pattern yet.
No. And the categories are weird.
Yeah, there's a few critics ones that that come out and they get awarded first, but the critics are always different to the
Yeah.
major ceremonies. That they're never the same. So you can't call it. It's you're gonna either do really well and you're gonna but that a lot of that's fluke,
Yeah.
or you're gonna miss out on your predictions because you just don't know how it's gonna go until the night. So
No.
it's a funny one. And then we had the Elton John song.
It's not my favourite song of all of them, I don't think.
It's another one I'm a little bit kind of like, I should have probably known. I mean, you've got Elton John. The HFPA are notorious for wanting big stars and big names at their show. And they've got Elton John coming with his song. I mean, it was a no-brainer, really, when you actually think about it.
They had Taylor Swift and Beyonce in the room as well,
Yeah, yeah.
and the team behind Frozen.
It was another stacked category, I suppose, when you
Yeah.
look at it. But
I don't know if it would win the Oscar. I don't know. I don't know if I
no,
can
I'm
see
not
it.
sure. I'm not sure.
The only reason maybe I can think is, like you said, is Elton and Bernie Taupin.
Yeah, and it's like a career kind of
Yeah,
award, isn't it?
so it sort of gets tactical.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
yeah,
it's like
interesting.
another one that was like, yeah, probably should
Mm,
a bit naive not to pick that one.
yeah.
And again, there was quite a few shocked winners.
Yes.
I noticed from this.
100%.
There
Yeah.
was a few that were just like, oh right,
They
okay,
couldn't believe it.
I can't believe I've won this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna nip into the score. It wasn't at the same time as this, but stick with
They
the
go hand in
music.
hand, don't they?
Yes. Joker won.
Yes. I'm
Um,
really pleased.
yes, because it's the most memorable score I think out of
Yeah.
what I've heard.
Yes,
So
I
I've
think
heard
so.
a lot of people raving about 1917.
It's interesting, isn't it? It's not something we would have expected because
Mm,
they've made it obviously in this one big take. You'd expect actually
yeah.
that they wouldn't be using a lot of non-diegetic music or
Mhm.
sounds. You think it'd all be very much in the scene, but
Yeah.
apparently there's
Yeah.
a score in there. So
Mhm.
um, yeah, and obviously this was I think it's the first female composer to win at the Golden Globes.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice to see.
yeah,
When you look at the composers, you think, oh well, she'll never win. But when you actually listen to the music,
listen to it.
it's
Yeah,
like it is so much a part of the movie.
yeah, and that's why this was a good win because it was
Mhm.
based on the work and not on the person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
So I agreed with that one. I was very
Yeah.
happy about that one. I'm gonna nip into best supporting actor now.
Yeah.
That was another one I was really annoyed about. Brad Pitt won
Yeah.
for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
Another one I probably should have gone. I went with Tom Hanks, and I'm so annoyed I did because there's two reasons he was never going to get it. One, because he was already being awarded with the Cecil B. DeMille Award, so they were never going
That's
to
right.
give him another one, unless it was absolutely
Yeah.
amazing.
Blew everyone away.
Yeah, and the second reason is because the film's just disappeared. It's just
Yeah.
getting no talk. I think that's the studio's fault. I
Potentially.
don't think they've marketed properly. I don't think they've brought it out at the right time.
No.
I listened to quite a few podcasts, a lot of which are based in America, and a lot of them have been talking about the fact that they've just not been sending
Yeah.
anything out.
We don't think it even came out here.
Yeah, there was no screeners for it. They weren't sending it out, so they obviously weren't pushing it.
Yeah, they're probably just
And
not bothered.
they probably could have done. And so I think
Yeah.
that's the studio's downfall, really. It's their fault that it's not really made anything of this season. And I think that's probably a real shame. 'Cause I really am looking forward to seeing it.
Early on, I thought it was going to be one of the big contenders by the end of
Mm,
the year. I
yeah.
genuinely did.
And
But no, apparently
they've
not.
just like let it go, which I think is
Mm,
really, really sad.
yeah. I went Al Pacino in this category just because I could.
Was he more deserving? Brad Pitt, I think it's. I mean, he's good in it, but again, it kind of
He's
looks
not
very
that
Brad Pitt.
memorable.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, I
just
don't remember too much. I remember him driving around a bit and looking out of his car window for a while, and
playing the cool dude. He just looks like Brad
yeah,
Pitt, basically.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might watch it again. I might try and
I was thinking that when
give
I
it
was
another
watching the
go.
clips. I was watching the clips for when they were putting them up, and
Mm,
I did think, do you know what? I might have to rewatch that one
yeah,
just
it
to
won the
see.
most as well. It won the
Mm,
most awards.
yeah.
So
So
interesting.
it needs a rewatch, I think, because it came out when it was July, just after that.
Towards the end of summer, I think.
Yeah, and yeah, I
Yeah,
think it definitely requires a rewatch, but that's a long one as well.
it's a lot. Yeah, that's the thing. We're under so much pressure now to get everything seen that you feel like you don't have that time.
Gonna have to rewatch it though. I think definitely they did Best Director very early. I thought.
Yeah, I think it's a nice one to put later,
Yeah, I think it's because most of the other places do, or they do it last one, or just before Best Picture.
just before last. Yeah,
Yeah, and they did this quite early. There's quite a lot of awards still to go.
yeah.
And they did Best Director, which I was really surprised about. But I called
Mhm.
it
You
Sam
did actually.
Mendes for
No, I'm really impressed.
1917. I, I
Yeah,
I was impressed.
yeah,
When it happened, I was like, I shouted out loud. I was like, yes,
yeah. I'm really happy for him.
I am. I just think I haven't seen it obviously because it doesn't come
Yeah,
out till Friday, but it just looks solid quality. It looks like it's just, you know. a
He
shoo-in.
just seemed a little bit like the underdog they were going in.
He did, and he looked like
Along with
it.
Todd Phillips, actually. Todd Phillips also was kind
Oh,
of not
yeah.
looking likely at all, but I think people have really taken that cinematography element, obviously with the absence of that category at the Golden Globes, and they've really run with it, and they've gone, actually, he's actually put a lot of thought into this, and despite Scorsese having this epic and Tarantino doing the same in the category as well,
Yeah. I'm not sure if he'll go all the way.
I don't know.
I'm not sure if he can make it to Oscar. He might get the BAFTA.
BAFTAs,
Yeah,
defo.
he might
Yeah,
get the BAFTA. That's probably his kind of best shot.
yeah, yeah.
But the Oscars, I'm just not sure if it's
Mm,
kind of got it. I think
don't
they
know.
might go with something else. I
Potentially.
really do.
The Irishman, which I put as my prediction, doesn't have a claim anymore, really.
No,
A
no,
lot of people I'm listening to are saying, Oscars-wise, it's just no hope now.
really.
Usually, if you get 0 Golden Globes, it does not look good.
I wonder if it's because it's Martin Scorsese. It's his typical film, the gangster thing, and they've seen it before. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, it's not his best either. I wouldn't say it's his best.
I'm wondering if Parasite's gonna go. Everybody I've heard
Ooh.
the best of the decade, the best of
Yeah,
2019. It's coming up really high on people's
yeah,
lists, really high. So I'm very intrigued to watch it because
yeah, me too.
everybody's talking about it. I don't watch enough foreign films. I
Mm.
really don't, and I should try and watch more.
And soon you'll watch Never Look Away, and that'll change your life.
Yes, exactly. I really should give them more of a chance. They're
Yeah.
just not as accessible.
What was that really nice quote that Bong Joon-ho had about that if you can get over the 1-inch barrier of the subtitle, you'll experience much more amazing films or things like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Really good. I really hope that resonates.
Yeah.
Basic common sense, really, but yeah, he's completely right.
It does set a lot of people. They go, "Oh, subtitles, no."
Yeah, but like you say, accessibility.
Yeah,
Accessibility-wise, we just don't
we
see
don't
them.
get
We
them.
don't get them.
Yeah, you really don't get a
Yeah,
chance to see them, which is a
no.
shame.
My top films of the years for the last 2 years have been foreign language films, and I stand by. I think they were the best.
Yeah, I will agree that the quality for foreign film has gone up absolutely
Yeah,
unbelievably in the last, what, 3 or 4 years?
yeah,
The
absolutely.
quality is just and the actual acknowledgement of the
Of
quality
them, yeah,
has gone up exponentially
more so.
in the last, I'd say maybe 2 years, especially. It's starting to flip.
People actually like them.
Yeah, they're actually talking about them in the same breath
Yeah,
as the other films. Not, "Oh, well, we'll talk about this
mhm,
category now." They're actually talking about those films alongside all of the English
yeah.
films, which is
Maybe
nice
things
to see.
like Netflix are actually helping.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. I need my eyes opening, definitely. I'll hold my hands up to it. I don't watch enough
Start with Never Look
world.
Away,
I will,
and
I
then
will. That'll be
Parasite.
the first one, and Parasite.
Yeah,
Definitely,
absolutely.
definitely. I'll start with them. Right, we'll move on to Best Actress in Musical Comedy.
Yeah, this is the weird category.
There was a lot of
Weird.
kind of, it could be this, could be that.
Yeah.
There was quite a few.
Ironically, I think the least funny performance has won in the musical or comedy category.
Yeah, it was Aquafina, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Um,
I find her so. She makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't know how to put it.
she didn't sound like I expected her to sound up
No.
because I've not seen her in a film yet. I've not seen The Farewell, so.
She was dressed like this Victorian corpse and she just came on. She looks uncomfortable, which makes me feel uncomfortable
Mm.
watching her.
That's how I felt. I'll tell you about the person later on, but there
Yeah.
was another person like that, and I felt exactly like that when they came
Don't
on.
tell me it's Pierce Brosnan's son doing the ushering in the background.
Do you know what? It wasn't. I didn't think it was that bad because I
It
was
was just
looking out a little
awkward.
bit for it. I love the bit where he tried to tell Brad Pitt to go one way, and
Yeah, and
Brad
he
Pitt
was
was
just
just
like,
like, "No, I'll go this way." He just ignored him. He was like, "Oh,
they
okay."
needed someone who had a bit more of an authoritative presence, really.
Like his brother. Why wasn't his brother doing that bit?
It looked like he was on work experience, and Pierce Brosnan, you kept seeing him sat in the audience going, proud of my boy, kind of. And why did everybody walk the wrong way after they finished speaking?
I know, it's the
It,
same
it was
way
blatantly
every
obvious.
year. Every year.
They turn around and walk towards the other way. So where are you going?
that would be the first thing I would think about when I walked in. Right, okay, I've been nominated.
How do I get on? How do I get off?
If I actually do win, I don't want to look like a moron. So, right, where's everybody going? And I'd be watching so
Yeah.
that if I did win, I'd go the right way and I didn't look like an idiot.
Then they wouldn't need Pierce Brosnan Jr. or whatever his name was.
Paris, I think his name's Paris.
Yeah, Pierce Brosnan Jr. Yeah,
Yeah.
can't believe it.
Okay.
Oh.
Yep. So not him, but I'll tell you who in a bit.
Okay.
So, best actor in a musical comedy.
Yes.
This is my other one that I was annoyed about, because in hindsight, it's quite obvious. Taron Egerton won for Rocketman,
Yeah.
which is the musical
In the
one
musical,
out
yeah.
of the musical comedy, which is what they kind of usually go
Mm.
for, I suppose.
I
So
think once Elton John had won, I was thinking,
yeah,
actually, could be okay here.
yeah,
I went for Taron Egerton, and isn't he just like the nicest guy? He's maybe too nice for his own good.
yeah. He was humble. He was very nervous, and he wasn't
Yeah.
expecting it. And oh my God, did I laugh when you saw Elton John?
He's
He was
bouncing.
bouncing in his seat like a 2-year-old. It was funny.
Yeah.
He was so excited, and that
Yeah.
was lovely to
He
see
is
that
quite
he was so
childlike.
excited about it. So that was nice.
Mm.
But I didn't vote for him. I voted for Leo.
Yeah. Which I think is
But
not a bad
looking at it, no, it's not. I
choice.
mean, to be honest, that was probably the other one.
Yeah.
Though, having seen Jojo Rabbit today,
Yeah.
Roman Griffin Davis, oh, he was very good.
Mm.
He's absolutely right to be in the category
Yeah.
with them because he's very good.
Oh,
He carries the movie, absolutely carries it. He's in every scene, pretty much.
intrigued.
So I would actually, I think, I know we just said, obviously when you've just seen a film, it sits differently.
Yeah.
But I'd have been so pleased to see him win.
Yeah.
Because he's just
It'd be
adorable.
something different as well. You'd never seen anyone that young.
But and I love that Taron Egerton was like, "Go Roman!"
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that was really cute. How he like, and that will make his night as well. He's like 10 years
Absolutely.
old. That'll
Yeah.
make his night.
He seemed to be having the time of his life.
Yeah, so that was just cute. I really enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so I'm a bit annoyed because it made sense what they picked, and I
Yeah.
should have probably gone with that. But the others, I'm quite happy with because I think the last
Now
few,
on, you did very well. Yeah.
yes, I got them all right. So I was quite happy
Mm-hmm.
after this. So should we jump to Best Actress in a Drama then?
Yes. No brainer, really. I don't.
Yeah, it was going to be Renee, wasn't it, for
Yes.
Judy? It's been quite quiet for her recently, obviously, because Judy came out in September.
Yeah.
It's gone now.
Yeah. It's very quiet.
Yeah, the film was average, so it was never going to get lots of talk
Yeah.
anyway. But even her, I just haven't heard a lot.
No.
I haven't heard people talking about it. Like they were talking about the other people because all of these films were coming out after
Still
it.
happening. Yeah. We're expecting it too much, so no one's talking about it.
And that was Glenn Close last year.
Exactly.
Everybody expected it,
Yes.
and it never happened
And
at
it
the
never
end.
did.
If you think, oh well, everybody will vote for them,
They won't.
I'll vote for them, and that is how they lose.
Yeah. And that's where I went wrong in these categories.
They think they're going to get voted for, so they vote for something else.
Yeah.
And then nobody ends up voting for them because they think they're such a shoe-in. Do you know what I mean? Oh, my vote won't matter.
Yeah.
And it totally does.
People go for what they like as opposed to what they think's the best.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then we had Best Actor.
Yes.
Which was Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
That was a dead cert as well.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about this. Part of me is really pleased that they've actually let him win because a lot of people say no, it was very controversial and we're talking about all this. And the fact that it's a comic book movie and a comic book character again that's already been
That's right. Yeah, it's already been
awarded
quite successful.
before.
Yeah.
So it's got that going against it. So the fact that he actually did win was nice. But then on the other hand, I just look at something like Adam Driver for Marriage Story, and I would really love to see him win too.
Yeah, I think Adam Driver's got a lot more opportunities
yes.
ahead of him, and
Yeah,
I think there's
absolutely.
better films that he could win for in the future.
Yeah, I think there will, and you've got to think that probably comes into consideration.
Mm.
when they think about these things.
Yeah, I
I
think
mean,
so.
if it was me and I was making the vote, I would really, really consider like all the factors in
Yeah.
taking a vote. So you would think that,
If you think
that's
someone's
what.
gonna have another chance next year and the year after and the year after. Yeah, but Joaquin vanishes into everything he does, and I think we were talking about this earlier, the way he was talking during his speech, you kinda get that sense that he doesn't really like spending time being himself. He didn't seem comfortable
Mm.
in his own skin.
He was my awkward one I was talking about. God, he made me uncomfortable. He made me uncomfortable. He didn't move his hand from his face, and
Mm.
he looked incredibly out of his depth.
Yeah, but this is what I think makes him such a interesting and, intriguing, I think. You wanna know why does he
Mm,
act? I like the idea of people acting because it does something for them or it gets them out of themselves, and I think maybe
mm,
Joaquin's one of those people, and I just like that. It fascinates me.
mm. Yeah. Okay. So we're moving on to the best pictures now.
Yes.
Um, Best
Mm,
picture musical comedy. I think it's looking at it now was a no-brainer.
I guess so.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood,
Yeah.
especially after it won screenplay. I think it was pretty much a dead cert.
I went for Knives Out just thinking that people really, really like that film, and I just thought, "You know what? The Golden Globes is unpredictable," so I went for it,
Mhm.
but no, clearly not.
I'd have loved to see that win, I have to admit,
Yeah.
because I really enjoyed that. Had a thoroughly good time with it.
Mm.
Again, really enjoyed Jojo Rabbit, but that one I couldn't see winning.
No.
Just not there.
Mm,
Whereas it's written all over Once Upon a Time in Hollywood,
mm,
isn't it, really, when you think about it? And they do love to hear about themselves, don't they?
absolutely.
So that was quite an obvious one.
Yeah.
And then we had Best Picture Drama, which I picked it,
Yeah,
but
you
I was
did.
still shocked.
Yeah,
It was 1917,
yeah,
um, and like I said to you, my reasoning for it was sound, um, but I just wasn't entirely convinced
yeah.
that that it was going to happen because it hasn't come out yet here,
Yeah.
and we haven't even seen it yet.
No, we
It
can't.
comes out on Friday, and everybody seems to like it.
Yeah.
Um, but it's not quite getting the talk that the likes of The Irishman and
Mm,
obviously when it came out, Joker was getting.
yeah.
Joker, I don't think it's going to win. It just hasn't got that
No.
all-roundedness. I
No, I don't
think
think
there's
so.
too much controversy,
Yeah,
like kind of linked to it for it to
yeah,
win. I really was starting to think, God, this is going to look like The Irishman. I think.
yeah. You said that 1917 wasn't getting any talk until now, and
Yeah,
now everybody
exactly.
is talking about that, and even Sam Mendes at the end was saying,
Yeah,
he said, "Go and see it."
I hope this makes people see it.
And that's
Yeah.
exactly what you want it to what you want to
Yeah,
happen.
yeah, because it will. People will go.
Yeah,
Mhm. People will go and see it now.
yeah,
Every time the trailer comes on, you can just see the quality on the screen. So yeah, I get the win. I really do get the win. It's maybe, possibly, that The Irishman is completely out of it now, and it is going to be between 1917 and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That could be
maybe.
you
Mm.
know, the matchup, and who's going to get the big one at the end.
But we could have another sort of out of the blue steal, Spotlight won
Mhm.
one year, Green Book stole it last year. So I think Marriage Story could potentially still just sneak in and
Oh god, I'd love that. Oh, do you know what? I think that would I'd just love that.
but is it the best picture? That's
Ah,
that's my question. Is it the
I
best
don't
picture?
know. I don't know. But there's a few of them. There's a few of them I'd be quite pleased. I wouldn't mind seeing 1917 win,
Yeah.
Marriage Story, even Joker. I would
I
be
think
quite happy to see
yeah.
Joker win.
This is the first year in a long time you've actually been really excited, I think, about the film, that you actually enjoyed the films.
Yeah, I'm not really, really excited yet. Not to the point of 2014 with like the Theory of
Oh,
Everything
no,
and
yeah.
the Imitation Game. That's my best
Mm,
year for, oh god, maybe ever. Maybe since I've been watching
yeah.
the awards. That's probably my top year.
This is the first time you've actually been saying good things about every film, or any
I
film,
think
really.
I'm growing. I think I'm growing. I feel like the last year or maybe year and a half, I've got a lot more critical and
Mm,
I'm harder to please, but I'm a bit fairer.
yeah.
Is that a fair estimation, do you
I think
think?
so. Yeah, I can see
I'm
that.
trying to be a little bit more objective.
But I have to say, I have to congratulate you. You got 9 out of 14
Yeah,
predictions.
I never win as well.
You
We'll
never
just
win,
put that out there.
which
I
is why I
never
let
win.
you. The comment that you
Yeah.
made the other episode, I just thought I'll let you. I didn't even get half. I got 6 out of
Oh,
14. But looking at it, I think a lot of people were with me when they went Scorsese for director, Irishman
Oh
for
yeah.
best picture. Obviously, I did two silly mistakes putting Two Popes for screenplay. Why on earth I did that, I don't know. Beanie Feldstein for Booksmart, don't know why I did that. Got unlucky with Al Pacino and The Irishman. Went for a stab in the dark with Knives Out, thinking that everybody loved it.
But again, like we said, it's very hard to call the Golden
Yeah.
Globes because there's no pattern yet. There's no precedent.
No, that's true.
There's nothing to go off yet. You're
But
literally kind of making a stab in the dark.
you know what this means now?
What's that?
What this means is now I can only really improve.
Well, you've got to hope. Yeah, there's a lot more categories at the Oscars, so you've got to hope you get more than 6.
Oh God, I know.
So, but if it's any consolation, I think we both know that you're going to win the rest of the season. This is
Oh, no.
probably my only fluke win. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to rub it in and I'm going to enjoy it.
Yeah, rub it in.
Because I'm never going to win again.
I'm just glad it's 1917 and not something that I hated.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'll take that. That's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine. So, just your one memorable part of the night, because it
Oh
wasn't
God.
a very memorable show, I have to
Not
say.
particularly. Surprisingly, not one of the winners really. It was a pre-decided one. I really liked the Tom Hanks and the Ellen DeGeneres awards.
I did.
I
Yeah.
have to say they were probably the best bit, and I think maybe because the speeches were a bit more prepared as well.
Yeah.
But loosely prepared.
Yeah, I like that Ellen DeGeneres said that she really liked this one because she knew she was going to win beforehand.
Yeah.
Ellen's was great, and her clip reel as well. That
Yeah.
was really well put
You
together.
don't always appreciate what she's actually done, not just for the industry, but
yeah.
for people.
Everybody, yeah, for people. Mm.
Yeah, and Tom Hanks has obviously had stellar career.
And he got so emotional about his family. I was just like, oh,
Yeah, it was nice
so
to see
cute.
him. I feel like we don't get to see him just sort of being him because he's so
Yeah.
prevalent in the films.
Mhm.
Just nice to hear him and actually listen to some of his wisdom.
Yeah. Obviously, people just adore him.
Yeah.
And he comes across that way, though, doesn't he? He comes across so nice, you
You could
know.
tell it was the best choice.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Speaking of the clips we were
Yeah.
just saying then, I thought they were terribly put together for the films. They were too
Quick.
short.
Really quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, especially for stuff like the score and
Yeah,
the
you
music.
hear it.
Literally, you couldn't hear it.
No.
It was like a 2 notes and move on. 2
Yeah.
notes, move on. You got no idea of it at all. I
Yeah.
don't think that was a good move.
More reason to separate the TV and the film out.
Yeah, it was because they were trying to rush, and you could tell, and I wasn't on board for that. I think my standout moment, apart from Olivia Colman, because
Of course.
when she gets on stage, she's just hilarious.
Yeah.
Apart from that, I think my standout moment was Brad Pitt's Titanic joke.
Oh, about the raft. He called it a raft, which I thought was
I know,
amusing,
which was
but
wrong. Which
yeah.
was wrong. At first, I was like, "What's he talking about?" Oh, it's a door,
The
right?
door.
So
Yeah.
it's actually not a door. It was a piece of wooden wall piece, but it's fine. I mean, we won't go there. But yeah, I really, really liked that. I just thought it was really funny, and
Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio really laugh as well. That was good. I really enjoyed
Oh,
that
nice.
bit.
Very good.
So, I liked that. So very, very quickly,
Yeah.
should we just talk about the BAFTA noms that have come out
Yes,
today?
they came out this morning, and I forgot.
Yes. So did I. It came out of the film today at the cinema. I was like, oh, they have. So what's your takeaway then?
We've got a best casting category. I wasn't expecting.
Oh, did you not know that was happening this year?
I think maybe I'd heard about it whenever they announced it all.
They announced it a few months ago that they were adding it in as a new category.
Yeah, no one else does that, so that's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Klaus nominated for best animated feature,
Yeah, I was so pleased. I was really chuffed a bit.
along with Shaun the Sheep Farmageddon, but we're
God.
Brits, so really pleased to see The Lighthouse in cinematography. It's interesting now we've got split screenplay categories, so obviously Booksmart and Knives Out are there in the original screenplay,
Yeah,
along with
which should be
Parasite.
interesting.
Yeah, I've noticed that the Best Director and Best Supporting Actor categories are identical to the Golden Globe, so that'll be interesting to see a repeat of that. Taron Egerton got in for Rocketman over
He did.
Robert De Niro again for The Irishman.
Again. So obviously that's not going to happen unless he gets
No.
a surprise one at the Oscars, but not
Yeah,
sure at this point. Saoirse Ronan, I'm pleased, has turned up. Scarlett Johansson's got 2.
Yeah.
nominations again. Marriage Story for leading actress, obviously, and she's made it for Jojo Rabbit in supporting as well.
Hmm.
And then the big shock for me was Margot Robbie. She got 2 supporting nominations.
In the same category. Has this ever happened? It
I
must have
don't
happened at some
know.
point in history.
I know it's happened for best and supporting, like obviously like Scarlett Johansson's
Yeah, to
done
have
this
one
year,
of
and
each.
I know Kate Winslet's done that before.
Mm.
But no, I don't know if it's happened in the same category, but
No,
that might hinder her though because it'll
I
split the
think so.
vote.
Yeah, people won't want to pick either or.
Yeah. So pleased that Florence Pugh's there though.
Mm.
Really
Yeah, we
pleased
like
because
her. Yeah.
oh god, she's fantastic. I loved her in Outlaw King last year. I thought that was
Mm, yeah.
fantastic. She was really good in that.
Lady Macbeth, really good watch.
Haven't seen that yet.
Yeah.
I really want to see it. I just didn't get a chance. I
Mm.
missed it. So yeah, I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued. I think this is probably going to turn out to be like any other award season.
Mm.
Because we always think when they start, oh my god, it could go any way, and
Yeah,
then they don't, do they? They all start to kind of meld into this
yeah.
little pattern, and it becomes quite settled.
There's always one big surprise though, and it's often
Yes,
Best Picture, I found.
I I really do think that's going to be the one this year
Yeah,
that's very hard to pin down because you could justify quite a lot of them.
yeah.
You know, I don't think people would be unhappy to see a fair few of them win,
No,
to be
yeah.
honest.
When it comes to us predicting, I think we've just got to go with what you think, and if we're wrong, we're wrong. But
Yeah, yeah.
we can justify by saying, "Look at the standard."
Well, yeah, it's very high this year. It
Yeah,
is very high. I've not been so sure the last few years. I mean, Green Book winning last year, I really don't understand
you
it
were
at
very
all.
unhappy there.
I
Yeah,
was very unhappy, and it's not that I didn't enjoy the film when I saw it. I did, but I don't think it's a best picture. I just
no.
don't. Roma should have won, and I
Yeah.
didn't even like Roma. I'm more intrigued with this season. I've been a bit disappointed because there's been none that I could really back. And I haven't seen 1917 yet, but I think I'm going to really like it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be behind that.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed Marriage Story. I thought Joker, I do think it was just incredibly done.
Yeah,
Just the whole thing. I'm a lot more excited about this
yeah,
one than I have been in quite a few years. So that's good.
yeah. So, is there a film then, let's say from the Golden Globe winners,
hmm
that you'd like to recommend this week?
There is, because I saw it today,
Mhm.
and I do think it's definitely worth the watch, and that's Jojo Rabbit.
Right.
It was across the board just very well made.
Yeah.
Um, Taika Waititi is just, he's just hilarious. He really is. He plays Adolf Hitler in the film, but he just is a complete joke.
Yeah.
He's a joke. He's just a buffoon, and that's how he's portrayed. And that's there's nothing wrong with that. Do you know what I mean? It's not controversial anyway. You know exactly what he's doing with it, and I was completely okay with that.
Yeah.
Um, the production design was fantastic. The costumes were fantastic. Scarlett Johansson was very good, actually.
Yeah.
She gave a very different performance, I thought, than what she's done in recent years, and definitely very different from Marriage Story,
Mhm.
which is why I think she's got the both nominations because they're very different. And Roman Griffin Davis he is superb
Mhm.
for a kid that young, fantastic, and his character arc during the movie as well is brilliant.
Mhm.
So I think it's worth going to see. And if you do see it, I'd love to hear what other people thought.
Yes.
What about you?
It was only just nominated this year at the
hmm
Golden Globes. So when Annette Bening got a supporting nomination for The Report, it was great. So Adam Driver's he works for the FBI. He's been tasked with investigating how the CIA capture and interrogate suspected terrorists, the use of torture techniques suspected to be going on in the background. And it's just one of those films that you just thought, why did I not know more about this before? And throughout,
Yeah,
a bit like when I watched Boy Erased, you roll your eyes all the way through and think, I can't believe this happened.
yeah, they got away with it.
Yeah, subject matter wise, it was great. It made you think, God, why is this only coming out now? Why are we only
hmm
finding out about this now? And I just thought it was super interesting. Adam Driver's great.
I'm really coming round to him. I
Yeah,
really am, and I've been looking forward to seeing this. I really like a film like that. It reminds me a little bit of Spotlight, like the
yeah,
investigating
investigation.
a serious topic. I really, really enjoy films like that. I liked The Post, and I really enjoy All the President's Men.
Yeah,
That kind of subject matter and that tone of a film, I really, really like them. So I'm really looking
yeah.
forward to seeing that.
I just love films where you feel like you're learning at the same time,
Yeah,
but you're no less entertained at the same time. So, The Report is my recommendation for this week.
fantastic. Right, well, that's it, isn't it?
It
That's
is
it.
actually, yeah.
So what are we doing next week, Matt?
Well, believe it or not, next Monday the Oscar nominations are going to be announced. So we're going to be doing probably yet another big discussion of all of the nominations from that, but also for the Critics' Choice Award as well, which should have happened by then.
Okay. And Matt, you're always better at this than me. Where can they find us?
You can find us on Facebook and YouTube as CineChat Podcast. We're on Instagram at CineChat_official, Twitter at CineChatPod. You can listen on for God's sake, Spotify, iTunes.
iTunes. Wow,
SpyTunes is back. I mean, if someone wants to invent SpyTunes, go for it.
that sounds awesome.
I'm going to have to copyright it. Spotify, iTunes, and Spreaker. You can email us at cinechatofficial@gmail.com as well. We're everywhere. Search for CineChat Podcast. You'll find us. Time to sleep now.
It's bye from me.
Bye for me. We'll talk about the Oscars next week.